Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avadon. Last episode, we basically went to Hulklandia, where we have to deal with some creature that is causing problems. We looked around the town of Dhorl Stead, and they are not really that open to us being here like they were in the Kava. That said, let's take a look inside all the buildings and structures around here. See what we can find and learn. Hopefully they won't try to kill us. This hall is full of the members of one of the clans of Dhorl Stead. They are all fierce Cimmerian warriors. They don't like having you in their home, and they have no interest in talking to you. Not one word. Eventually you have to give up and leave. Avadon or not, there is no help to be had here. Well, okay then. Out of here. And this is the trading post. Someone talking in the center of town. So there's... Oh, okay, I guess that just tells us when those guys are there. Alright. Big trading hall. This is an old wooden clan hall that has been converted into a trading post. Merchants from all over Cimmeria and beyond pass through Dhorl Stead. The power of the local lords has attracted trade. A woman is inspecting a newly arrived shipment of bolts of cloth. When she sees you, she walks quickly over to you. This Cimmerian is not happy to see warriors of the Pact in her post. I am Edidine, and this is my shop. My shop. What do you need? I need to speak with you. Her dislike suddenly switches to fear. Her eyes flick toward the window. This is not a good time to talk to an outsider. I am very busy. Excuse me. Before you can respond, she turns on her heel and walks away. Something tells me this is going to be similar to everything that I try to do, so maybe it's best if we go and speak. Actually, this is a clan hall. This may be where we find the person we're supposed to speak to. I already forgot his name. Let's see. Runner Kellen. That's not it. We'll speak with him, though. An aging warrior of Cimmeria sits on the seat of honor, watching you approach. His face is starting to wrinkle, but he still spends many a day out in the wild. In both Cimmeria and the Wild Realm, hunting is still an important source of food and honor. He does not like having a hand of Avadon in his hall, but he knows that it would be unwise to keep you out. He nods to you. I welcome you, warrior of Avadon. You are no friend to our people, but as long as you are peaceful, you are safe under my roof. I am Runner Kellen. I don't know why you have come to us, but I don't think we will be able to help you. What is this hall? This is the home of my clan, largest of the four in Dhorl Stead. Each clan has a meeting hall here. So all members of your clan are here? No, this is where we come to meet. Most of us are out in the wilds, in our own homesteads. Or hunting, of course. We would be a pitiful group indeed if we could all live here. You are the leader of the clan. Leader? We are a family. There is no single man or woman who rules over us. Not as long as Karsta Arl holds us in his iron grip. But I have earned a level of respect. I am asked for advice. I settle disputes. Tell me about the other clans. Some are closer to us, some less. I would not draw the eye of Avadon to them by describing them. All I will say is that they will likely be less friendly to you than we are. Why is that? Some of us want to conquer the Wild Realm. Others wish to reunite with our estranged brothers there. I will leave it at that. Some in my tribe would like to rejoin with Cimmeria too. Of course, if they stop trying to kill us, that would be a good start toward peace. I would like... Runner Kellen sits in his chair. He seems very calm, but the other warriors aren't. They watch you from the shadows and they keep their weapons nearby. Anything else to say before you depart? I would like some information. Runner Kellen looks to one of his warriors. The hunter goes to the south window and looks out of it, taking care to appear nonchalant. Then he turns from the window and shakes his head. This is not the best of times. Please leave us. He will speak no more. Something is making him very nervous. I think I know what this is. Hold on. Let's wait here. Now let's try speaking again. I would like some information. Lord Kellan adopts a very neutral expression. Knowledge is valuable, and Lord Karsta Arl has told us that it is not to be shared freely. Whatever you wish to learn, I'm sure he would love to tell you. His keep, Ogrim Tor, is there to the northeast. You should see him there. I am a hand of Avadon. You must answer my questions. Kellan looks grim. You put me and mine in a hard place. One says we must not talk, the other says we must, so I choose to stay silent. Leave us. Very well, then. Now perhaps we can go speak with the merchant over here in the trading hall. He may be willing to trade with us now. Edeline, I need to speak with you. She shakes her head. The word came from the fortress. Hunter Salam has said that we are not to speak with you. She points to the northeast. Go to Ogrim Tor. They will give you all you need. Before you can respond, she turns on her heel. Wait! She ignores you. Soon she is on the other side of the hall. Still not going to be getting any sort of progress here. Alright, let's take a look at these buildings. Right here we have... This dome is full of cooking fires and low clay ovens. It is where the clan members in Dhorl Stead come to bake their bread and socialize. The aromas of smoke and dough are heavy in the air. It is a cheery place, or at least it was until you arrived. The ovens are tended to by one old woman. She approaches you with a cheery air you have come to recognize, the attitude of one who fears Avadon but is determined to be as friendly and helpful as possible until you go away. Welcome, visitors. Have a seat. Have a fresh-baked roll. Everyone knows Dhorl Stead is a friendly place. I am Nixie, and I tend to the ovens. Can I help you? Tell me about this hall. This is the baking hall, the center of every stead in Camaria. People come here to cook, to talk. It is a warm place, and it is my purpose to look after it. It is a common practice? Yes, all over Camaria, and the Wild Realm, too. Many of our practices and theirs remain the same, though a border divides us now. That is right. Camaria keeps all of the old ways, except the ones that matter. Nixie wisely ignores Janelle. Do people eat here? No, and most of the villagers cook their bread and stews and then return them to their homes. Why? It cuts down on the number of fires we need to tend to. During the warm days of summer, the clans can let the fires in their halls dim, knowing that they can cook here. Nixie stands near you as you explore this small hall. She occasionally prefers to you a slice of bread with honey or a little bit of corn cake. It's like having a loving grandmother nearby, if that grandmother were constantly afraid that you were going to destroy her entire village. What do you do here? I tend to the fires. I keep the ovens and fire pits in good repair, and I talk to people and help to pass on the gossip. Gossip is not an honorable pastime, but I can't resist. How did you get this position? Like many callings, it is passed from father to daughter and mother to son. I spent my childhood cleaning the ashes out of these ovens, but I am aging, and soon I will pass the task on. Any gossip for me? She looks around nervously. Then she leans close and begins to whisper. Some think that there is a beast in the woods. Lord Karsta Arl and his men claim that this is just a rumor. Those who wander the deep woods know better. I'm on a mission here. Nixie looks worried. She shakes her head. I am a simple woman. I tend to fires. I tell tales. I don't get involved in the workings of power. Please don't say anything to me about it. I'm not the one who learns of such things. You seem to know a lot. About village gossip, not about the wilds. Who does know? Lord Karsta Arl and his servants, like Hunter Salam, know much, but they are... I shouldn't say. Well, who can help me? She sighs. Her smile fades. She realizes that it is a risk to tell you, but it is also the best way to be rid of you. The runners, the hunters of the tribes, they go into the deep woods. They bear knowledge, and they bear it with honor. Ah, so that one we met in the clan hall. He'd know something. But he's not going to say anything as long as Lord Karsta Arl doesn't want anyone to say anything. Anything in here, or is this just a random clan hall? Ah! This hall is full of the members of one of the clans of Dhorl Stead. They are all fierce. Okay, he doesn't have anything to say to us. Unfortunately. Okay, then. What about the Shaman Hall down to the south? I suppose that's one of the few places left to explore. Come on. Here we are. Alright, let's see here. Nothing there. I'm noticing these places all have a very similar way they are structured. This is a familiar sight in villages all across Cameria and the Wildrealm. An old shaman sitting behind a fire, incense heavy in the air, waiting to give advice or judgment. But this hall has been neglected. The trophies are old and dusty. The floor is dirty. Few come here. The old woman behind the fire was asleep when you entered. Then her eyes open. She sees you. Then she begins to croak. Ah, Jason, envoy of our enemy, you have arrived. Come, step forward. Old Uni will see you now. You step forward. I wish to speak with you. And I am not supposed to talk to you. The word already comes from Tor. But I am a shaman not bound by their words. I will talk to you because it is the only way to protect our village. I don't mean you any harm. Perhaps not in your heart, but we are no longer invisible. Avadon has come to us. For any Farlander, that means great danger. So you are a shaman? I am. A lonely post in this new age. I could be very useful, giving wisdom, making potions, training my successor, tending to the sacred circles. But there is no place for me here now. Janelle looks sad. I did not expect to find any followers of the old ways in Cameria. Child, not all of us wish to be apart from the Wildrealm, but it is not my decision. It is not the task of a shaman to rule the land, but to serve it. What wisdom do you have? I have no wisdom for Avadon. It is a strange thing to me, far from this place, far from what I know. Can I buy a potion from you? We can, and a couple scrolls and a blessing crystal, but we don't need them. Do you have a success? I sell healing brews to all, no matter who they are or where they are from. Do you have a successor? No, none. All who might have stayed have gone off to the fortresses, using their skills for war or trade. One day a young traveling shaman will come here to serve, but he or she will not be of this place. It makes me sad. Tell me about the sacred circles. There is little to tell. The stones are where we meet with nature, expose ourselves to it. Magic places, but places that can draw dark forces. I am old and weak, and Lord Karsta does not care about the circles. I cannot tend to them all myself, even when they fall into darkness. There is a corrupted circle. Where? I have done what I can, so only one of our circles has fallen into darkness. I would like to restore it, but I lack the strength. It is in the Dhorl woods. To purify it, first the dark spirits would have to be challenged, then driven out. Challenged how? The presence of the living is enough to challenge them. Stand in the circle long enough and the creatures will be drawn. But none want to expose themselves to such peril, so the circle will stay lost. I think we will expose ourselves to such peril. Uni sits behind the fire, cross-legged. Sometimes she lights incense or sings an old chant. Much of the time she sleeps, alone. When you are here, she watches you calmly, hoping to do what she can for her village. Can you tell me about your leaders? Yes, leaders, that is what we have, not chieftains. I am free to speak of it. Being a shaman gives me some privileges. We have a lord, Lord Karsta. He controls all of the settlements from many miles. He inherited his little empire from his family, and he controls it with a fist of steel and the power of his wizard. And here in Dhorl Stead the voice of our lord is Hunter Salem, and a harsh voice it is. Tell me about Lord Karsta. He rules from Tor, and he is skilled, a fierce warrior and hunter, and a cunning leader in war. He expects total loyalty for the people in his lands. To disobey is to be crushed in the modern Camarian fashion. Is he a wise leader? Wisdom does not matter here. He has in his short life added 2 steads to the land of the Dhorla, a mighty achievement. Much blood has flowed at his word. And yet he has drawn the gaze of Avadon. Perhaps he is not so cunning after all. Do the people ever wish to be rid of him? No. As much as he is hated, he has power. Power brings safety. Cameria is a cruel and violent place now, and only thick walls save us from being burned away by a rival Stead. Okay. I want to know more about his wizard. The wizard Moritz Kree has a personal dislike for me, and his power is great. He also seems to hear all that is said about him. I will not speak. Hunter Salem speaks for Karsta Arl. He and his warriors watch the people of Dhorl Stead closely. None are free to speak when Salem is near. Salem gets all of the honors that should go to the hunters. Karsta Arl the people fear and respect. Hunter Salem is only hated. I wish to discuss my purpose here. I see. The Hall of a Shaman is sacred. You may speak freely here. We were told not to spread information, but as long as you will not spread the news, I hunt a beast wrapped in shadow. Ah, you have met Lorella. Her father, Roth, told me of his fear for her. I know of the beast. I can feel its darkness, how it warps the land around it. It should be hunted, but Lord Karsta Arl pretends that it does not exist. It should be hunted, and yet perhaps not slain. You think it should not be slain? I am uncertain. I can feel it. It is a war thing, and yet I think that it is not mindless. I am not a soldier. I cannot doom a creature unless I feel I understand it. Where can I find it? I don't know. It roams deep in the woods, far from my sight, but the hunters, the explorers of the deep woods, they might be able to tell you more. Very well. This runner, we'll have to speak with him once he's willing to. He's not going to for a while. Alright, what about this building over here? Just another clan hall, I assume? Looks like it. Shaman Tress. Nope, they're not going to speak with us. It's just another clan hall. And it seems like the leaders won't speak with us, except for that one runner. Alright, and now there's this building over here. Okay. The master stoneworker of Dhorl Stead is sitting at his table, eating a bowl of stew. His hair is thinning and gray, and his body bears all of the marks of a long life breaking apart and shaping rock. Stone dust covers the backs of his hands. When he looks up at you, you can see the misery and conflict in his eyes. He wants to turn you out, but he can't. He stares at you for a long moment, trying to decide what to do. Finally, he sets his spoon down. I am Stonemaster Roth. I never knew whether you might come. You have, and I find that my hopes and fears have both come true. There is something I need to ask you. What do you want to know? I have lost 2 children. One, Aslak, was taken by a beast who roams the woods around our village. Another, Lorella, left me to go to Avadon. She sought vengeance our leaders would not give us. For a moment he allows himself to be hopeful. Have you seen Lorella? Have you seen my daughter? Lorella came to Avadon. It is because of her that I am here. Roth nods. His joy at the news is not unmixed. Then it is true. Lorella brought the gaze of Avadon here, and all know it. It will be difficult for us. But I thank you for telling me that my beloved daughter lives. In return, I can give you what little information I can. You are a stoneworker. He nods. 30 long years hammering at rock and shaping it. We come late to the craft. My work is among the best in our land, but nothing compared to that in the Tawan Empire. Why does Cameria make stone buildings now? Because as long as we live in huts and live like nomads, we are at the mercy of the Eastern powers. The Tawan Empire, Hulklandia, they can crush us with stone and steel. Janelle snorts. A little safety is not worth sacrificing all of the old ways. The Wild Room is safe within the pact. Roth smiles and takes a sip of wine. Child, even many of us feel as you do. But one day you will learn you are never, ever safe. You make the stone for all of the buildings here? Oh no, my workshop only makes the pieces of quality. Trim, finishing pieces. Many others worked the sort of crude blocks that form the walls of Agram Tor. though many of those workers were trained by me. Stonemaster Roth sits and stares morosely at his table. I don't know what else to say to you. What's done is done. It's best if you leave me. Tell me about Dhorl, Stead. I will say a little, and know I take a great risk in saying even that. We are an old village comprised of 4 allied clans. Once we had a chief, shaman, so on. But then Lord Karsta rose, gained power and army, had his fortress built, and now he commands these parts. Why can't you speak with me? In our little village, Hunter Salam is the arm of Lord Karsta. He enforces the law, and he loves to do it. Karsta sent word that none should help any outsiders that arrive. As long as Salam is near, the villagers will never help you. How did Lord Karsta gain power? His great-grandfather was once merely the chief of Dhorl Stead. That elder saw that other fortresses were being built in Cameria, closer and closer to us. He saw that if we did not match our rivals, we would suffer bloody conquest. That elder began the construction of Tor and launched the bloody conquests of his town. And the gruesome business passed to his son, and to his son, and then to Karsta. We were not consulted. Tell me about the fortress. Tor? It is finally complete after 80 years of constant work, and much suffering among our people. But now it terrifies our enemies, and us as well. While Lord Karsta rules there, with Moritz Kree landing in power, all Camarians near us will tremble with terror. I want to know more about Moritz Kree. He is Lord Karsta wizard. He has a tower to the north. His powers are... I do not know the limits to them, but I know that little is said that he does not hear, so I will say no more. Okay, nothing else there. I am hunting the shadowy creature that killed your son. Roth involuntarily looks toward the window. And Hunter Salam and his enforcers don't know of this? I could get in great trouble for helping you, but... there is little to say. The beast lurks outside town from time to time. Aslak, my son, he had the poor fortune to encounter it late one evening. We found his body the next morning. I saw him. He was... Can you describe the beast? I have never seen it. I know only what I have heard. The beast is huge and cunning. It seems to be surrounded by shadows that cover and conceal it. It has... but I do not want to simply repeat rumors. And you are sure that it was a beast? And not trickery? This was considered. It has been seen, it has been tracked. It is large, deadly, and very real. How has Lord Karsta reacted? For a moment, Roth's anger is directed somewhere other than Avadon. That's something killing us? Mere villagers? People unimportant to his fortress? His dreams of conquest? The only thing that has been done is for him to send Salam to tell us to be quiet, to withstand our suffering meekly. I had to swallow my rage and accept it. Lorella cannot, so she went to you. How might I find it? I can't tell you where to hunt the beast. I am no hunter, but Dhorl Stead has warriors who roam deep into the woods. They have little love for Hunter Salam. One of them might have seen something in his or her travels. Who do you think I should talk to? Lord Karsta and his wizard hear everything said in Dhorl Stead eventually. My family has suffered enough. If you don't want to hurt us, you will leave now. Very well, then. And thank you for providing us what information you could. Several young apprentices are hauling and shaping large blocks of stone. They do their best to pretend that you aren't there. When you finally force one to talk to you, you learn that you should speak to Roth. He is in the hall to the south. Well, as I said, Roth, thank you for the information. We will speak with this lord. He is to the northeast here. Somewhere. Yeah, let's see if we can at least find the location. To the northeast, you can see the difference between Cameria and the Wild Realm. There is a stone fortress here. Several circular walls, built from large crude stones and connected by pathways. A wide, shallow moat surrounds the whole building. The people of the Wild Realm are more nomadic. They don't build fortresses. The Camarians have been much more eager to copy the ways of the other lands of Linnaeus, both cultural and military. And alas, the change has also left them more violent and greedy for territory. Janelle, unsurprisingly, looks at the fort with disgust. See that pile of rocks? They rely on walls and steel. We rely on our cunning and the power of our shamans, and we have defeated them at every turn. Easy there. Keep control. And that's Moritz Tree, right outside Ogram Tor. Well, you know what? We'll go into Ogram Tor in the next episode, because this one is pretty much... There's a stone circle here. Such circles are the centers of worship for the shamans of Chimeria and the Wild Realm. However, this circle is neglected. The leaves have not been swept away. Remains of the last offerings have not been cleared. You expect Janelle to be furious. She only seems sad. She makes a desultory attempt to clean away a little of the mess. Then she gives up, and will only return after she leaves. The Chimerians have adopted new ways and are forgetting the old. The Wild Realm has stuck to its traditions. Now they hate each other. Nobody knows who will prevail in the end. Good question. I don't know. Well, next episode we'll go into Ogram Tor, I suppose. Look at that. Lovely crystal to sell. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I am Chessrook44. That is Jason, Janelle, and Nathalie. This has been an Avadon Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.